Bring it nice and slow here. Look at that. Oh, I almost hit myself. Yeah, this thing flies surprisingly good. Alright, so this video we're checking out the Eachine P-47, another 1S brushed motor airplane. It's a little bit on the bigger side. It's a Warbird 10, I think a 10 size brushed motor, I believe, so a little bigger than the previous Eachine models. Still using the same radio here. It's based off of I think a Volantix RC system. Not the greatest radio, so just going to keep it in beginner mode. And the reason is it doesn't have a lot of precision in the gimbals to fly this in expert mode, even if you're a good pilot, because the radio is not very good. If you want to see a video on how to bind this up to a multi-protocol module, fly this with like a jumper or something like that, let me know down in the comments. I think this will fly pretty good on something like that, but if you're a beginner and you just want to fly this RTF with the included controller, I recommend keeping this in beginner mode. It does require a little bit of assembly. You have to put on the wing and the tail pieces and attach the control rods. You'd have to do some adjustment here, just twisting the control horns in and out. You want to make sure all the surfaces are level without any trim. Of course, you do have trims available on the radio. 500 milliamp hour 1S battery in this one. You want to push it all the way forward inside, because I think even with that, it's going to be a little bit tail heavy. Another reason why you want to fly this in beginner mode only. There is an on-off switch here on the bottom. Go ahead and turn that on, and then turn on the radio, and should bind up. And wow, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and fly this. It's pretty windy right now. I'm not sure if you can hear that on the camera or not, but yeah, it's probably a steady 10-mile-an-hour breeze. This thing's very light, it's under 90 grams, so it's going to get pushed around. So we'll see how it does. All right, turn on the power. I'll leave it level on the ground. Turn on the radio. Okay. Should have control now. Check that. And turn on the throttle. Now we should have the gyro. And I am in beginner mode. All right. So yeah, the stabilizer works really well, as you can see there, in beginner mode. And to the wind, it flies pretty nice and slow, but then downwind, it's going to speed up a lot. It's just kind of hovering right there. I'm going to give it a little bit of down trim. Alright, so the ailerons came on the outer hole, even though the manual said to put it into the inner hole. This means that you don't have as much control on the, or as much throw on the ailerons. So I am using rudder as well. Let's bring it down here. And it is flying really well with aileron and rudder controlled together. Yeah, the stabilizers on these work fairly well in beginner mode. I know that some of these have had duds with bad gyros. In that case, I would recommend, you know, take a video like I am here of what it's doing that's weird, and then send Banggood an email with your video uploaded to YouTube or something, and they'll usually send you out another one if it is one of those that has a bad gyro where it's completely unflyable in beginner mode. It should fly like this in beginner mode. But I have seen a few duds that happens. You just have to document it, and they ought to send you a new one, although the turnaround time could be a while. This thing does fly pretty slow, especially in the wind here. See if I can bring it low. The downwind, it goes super fast. That's expected. The elevator is a bit twitchy. It's because this controller is not have very good precision. And bring it nice and slow here. Look at that. Oh, I almost hit myself. It almost stalled right into me. Amazingly, it's not stalling at all. Even though I can tell it's tail heavy. This gyro is working pretty well, actually. The wind has actually died down a little bit now, so it's not able to hover into the wind. It's still flying nice and slow. I think on the real P-47, the wings have dihedral. These wings are kind of flat, so maybe it's a way of making the model fly better when on a smaller scale. But yeah, this is you know, these beginner planes with these gyros fly really nicely. Although, you know, if you're a beginner, this is still going to probably take a little bit of getting used to. You can see the elevator's a little twitchy. Yeah, all of a sudden the wind just died. It was a good steady 10 miles an hour. Now it's like almost nothing. At least down here. And I'm getting like totally attacked by bugs. Oh, now the wind's picking up again. Yeah, you can see it's hovering. The motor is kind of noisy. I think it's a geared motor. You guys can probably hear it. I don't know if the gearing is not exactly right or if there's something inside there, but it's pretty noisy. Not sure how that'll translate in terms of the efficiency of the motor or how hot it'll get. I imagine with all that friction inside there, it's probably going to get pretty warm. And for brushed motors, I recommend you take a break between flights. Mine came with 2 batteries. I would allow the motor to cool down if you're going to be flying multiple batteries. So just to let the motor cool off. If you keep running the motor continuously for our brushed motor and it gets overheated, it will eventually burn out a lot faster. So if you give it some time to cool down between flights, your motor will last longer. A little tip there for you guys that don't know about brushed motors. Yeah, this thing flies surprisingly good. The other Eachine that uses this radio was like the Cessna, and it had some weird tendencies. I think I might have had possibly a bad gyro on it. It tended to stall way easier. Wow, I think the wind picked up there and just sent it up. It's up there. Bring it back down. It does look pretty nice in the air too. Alright, so I can tell the battery's starting to wear. I was going to try and run the battery out here, just want to fly faster. And as soon as that wind picks up, it just sends it up. Yeah, I think they got the CG wrong on this one. It just has a tendency to kind of balloon or nose up. I think the CG is wrong. I could tell also when I was trying to balance it after I built it and pushed the battery all the way forward. So you may want to add a little bit of weight in the front, maybe add a coin or something and tape it to the bottom of the fuselage behind the prop. I think it'll fly even better because I know the gyro is doing a lot of work here. Oh, we got a hawk or something. Looks like he's interested. Yeah, I have to kind of sometimes force it down, especially with this wind. Now the wind's picking up again. Oh, look at that. Touch and go. I didn't put the wheels on. The wheels were very hard to put on, so I gave up. Besides, they never really worked that well, and I always fly in grass fields anyway. But yeah, decided this time not to put the wheels on. They don't really do much, they just add more weight. So you can see here the tendency to sort of nose up there. The gyro is doing a lot to stabilize it. Anyway, I'm going to end the flight here. I think the battery is almost out, but it seems to just keep on going here. Pretty good flight time on just a 500 milliamp hour 1S. Oh man. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I like this plane. It's pretty nice. All right, it's bringing it for a landing. Nice.